Morning, everybody. We've got people from all across the world today, so I'm excited to have everybody on board. Thank you for spending your time with us, and welcome. Welcome to the start of JavaScript Days. My name's Stephen Strake, and I'm pumped to have you all here for this awesome journey that we're about to embark upon over the next few days. It truly, truly is an honor to be among a group of folks just as passionate as I am about shaping the future of web development. So we've got some thrilling stuff in store for you. And make sure you stick around to the end of the presentation here today, my presentation, because I've got some super exciting news that I'm going to share that's totally going to shake up the world of web development. So make sure you stay on. So over the next 3 days, we'll explore a range of topics essential for every JavaScript developer's toolkit. So we've got industry leaders, and we're going to dive deep into a lot of different topics. First, we'll be talking about the history of JavaScript, ChatGPT and AI, TypeScript, plugins, and so much more. So today, though, I'm going to share a quick history of JavaScript, where it all began, and how it got its start, followed up by, like I said, some awesome product news that's going to blow you away. So let's jump into it. From a bright idea inside the halls of Netscape to the most prolific front-end language in the world, let's take a trip down memory lane and chat about how JavaScript has evolved over the years, shaping the web as we know it today. It was the mid-1990s and the web was starting to gain traction, but something was missing: interactivity. Mosaic released in 1993, and that marked the advent of web browsers with graphical user interfaces, which played a pivotal role in shaping the internet's trajectory. Its lead developers went on to establish a company that we all know, Netscape, where they unveiled Netscape Navigator in 1994, further advancing web browser capabilities. But back in the early days of web pages were pretty dull. I mean, clearly, look at this page. This is something that somebody truly built and looked at back in the mid-90s. They were static, didn't do much, and they were really, really boring. So this got the web development community itching for something more exciting. So Netscape stepped up to the plate and decided to amp up their Navigator browser by throwing in a scripting language. Well, enter Brendan Eich, a programmer at Netscape. So in 1995, Netscape Navigator was one of the most popular web browsers around, and Eich was tasked with creating a language that could add interactivity to web pages without relying on server-side processing. And so in just 10 days, literally 10 days, JavaScript was born, which is pretty crazy. It was originally called Mocha, but then it quickly became known as LiveScript, and then later transitioned into JavaScript as we know it today. So it allowed developers to add dynamic elements like form validation, image sliders, and pop-up windows to their website, making the web a lot more engaging and interactive than what we literally just looked at on the last slide. By the way, Brendan did pretty well for himself. He founded Mozilla and currently has a net worth of $1 billion. So it must be nice, am I right? Well, Netscape ran into some competition. In 1995, Microsoft launched their own browser called Internet Explorer. Microsoft and a bunch of other browser folks decided to put their own spin on JavaScript, creating JScript. They came up with different versions, each with its own name and a way of doing things. I mean, talk about confusing, right? Well, this left developers pulling their hair out because code that rocked on one browser was a total flop on another. So, can you imagine the frustration? As a result, Netscape submitted JavaScript to the European Computer Manufacturers Association, ECMA, for standardization in order to ensure proper maintenance and support of the language. They agreed to stick to the same language, good old JavaScript, in all their browsers. And literally, just like that, developers breathed a sigh of relief. Since JavaScript was standardized by ECMA, it was officially named ECMAScript. This move paved the way for JavaScript's widespread adoption and evolution. Since then, ECMA has been instrumental in guiding the development of JavaScript through a series of standardized updates. ensuring its continued relevance and compatibility across different platforms and browsers. So next time you're marveling at the power and versatility of JavaScript, remember to tip your hat to ECMA for laying the groundwork that made it all possible. Then came the big moment in JavaScript's evolution, ECMAScript 6, or ES6 for short. This update was like a shot of adrenaline for JavaScript, injecting it with a bunch of cool new features like arrow functions, template literals, and classes. It was like the language had finally graduated from high school and was ready to take on the world. Since then, JavaScript now powers over 90% of the websites on the internet, even running mega-sized web apps like Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. From its humble beginnings as a simple scripting language, JavaScript has grown into a versatile and powerful tool for all sorts of tasks. It's clear that JavaScript isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's here to stay for the long haul. So, you're probably all wondering where Sencha fits into the JavaScript saga. Well, I'm glad you asked, so let me tell you. Since 2007, Sencha has been a key player in shaping JavaScript history. We've crafted innovative frameworks, championed best practices, and pushed the boundaries of web development tech. Recognizing early on the potential of web technologies, we've strived to empower developers to create top-notch applications that rival desktop ones in functionality and user experience. Our efforts have helped mold the JavaScript landscape, giving devs the tools they need to build feature-rich apps. At Sencha, we're all about making developer lives easier every single day. That's our focus. So with over 140 pre-integrated UI components, we streamline the development process, saving you time and effort. Plus, our visual design tools let you whip up stunning interfaces in no time. So as JavaScript has evolved, so have we. We're constantly innovating and adapting to meet the ever-changing needs of developers. With Sencha by your side, you're equipped to tackle any web development challenge that comes your way. Our suite of tools and frameworks empowers developers to build modern web applications that are fast, scalable, and visually stunning. With Sencha, you can bring your ideas to life with confidence. Our tools, particularly XJS and Sencha Touch, have played pivotal roles in shaping the landscape of modern web development. So whether you're working on enterprise-level applications or creating intuitive mobile experiences, Sencha's frameworks are designed to enhance productivity, reduce development time, and deliver unparalleled user interfaces. And we truly do take pride in the success stories of companies that have leveraged our solutions to achieve their development goals. We boast a vast clientele spanning various industries worldwide. Remarkably, over 60% of the Fortune 500 companies rely on Sencha's solutions. XJS is certainly omnipresent across major sectors, including finance, defense, government, and tech giants, as you can see some of the big ones in this screenshot. So what sets Sencha apart is its ability to cater to the needs of both the large enterprises and also the smaller ones. Our platform enables customers to develop top-notch applications swiftly and securely, unlike some of the open source opportunities that are out there. So I encourage you to explore our case studies to witness firsthand how Sencha has revolutionized the game for a lot of our clients. So one of the key advantages of choosing Sencha is the vibrant community that surrounds it. So you're able to connect with developers from around the world, share knowledge, and collaborate on projects to unlock your potential. Sencha XJS is not just a framework, though. It's a game changer in how we approach UI development. At the core of Sencha's toolkit lies our product called XJS, which is a robust framework that empowers you to create cross-platform web and mobile applications for any modern device. It boasts an extensive array of components and a potent architecture, and XJS streamlines development processes and boosts time to market efficiency. But let's, for a little bit, talk about the magic behind XJS, its components. So imagine a toolkit filled with all this cool stuff you need to build awesome web apps. Well, that's XJS. We've got everything from buttons and grids to forms and charts, all ready to go out of the box. And the best part is these components are super customizable, so that you can make your apps look and feel exactly the way you want them to. You need a sleek grid for displaying data? Cool, we got you covered. How about a fancy chart to visualize your numbers? Yep, we got that too. So let's not forget about all the handy forms, fields, and buttons to make your user app friendly as well. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just kind of dipping your toes into web development for the first time, we've got the components that you need to build something truly amazing. So I'm going to kind of transition a little bit to some of our accomplishments and some of the things that we've got coming up over the next 6 to 8 months. So in the last half year, we've reached some pretty major milestones. You know, we've given our website a complete makeover. Check it out. I would immediately just go to Sencha.com, see what we've got there. We boosted our grid and our tooling capabilities. We've significantly enhanced performance for Sencha Architect. And we ensured that our IDE plugins seamlessly integrate with the latest IDE versions. We've also got a lot of exciting updates in the pipeline too. And the first one on the horizon is 7.8. So this release brings a variety of enhancements, including Froala editor support from modern to classic. We've got Java support for versions 17 and 21, patches for JetBrains plugins to align with the latest IDE version, ECMA support for the CMD compiler, macOS compatibility, and numerous other quality enhancements across XJS. And then immediately after 7.8, we'll release our highly anticipated new product called RapidXJS. RapidXJS is a low-code editor that simplifies web app development with its visual interface and drag and drop functionality. So now you can create sophisticated applications quickly thanks to pre-built components and automatic code generation, which is pretty game-changing, especially for new folks that are signing up. This will be available to our enterprise customers very soon. Pro customers can still try it out, and new customers can try it out. So if you're interested in RapidXJS, but are on Professional Edition, reach out to your account rep today. We can get some things set up for you once it's out. We also, Mark Usmano, one of our SEs, is going to be walking through RapidXJS during this conference as well. So definitely take a look at that too. Okay, now the grand finale. So I'm pumped to share some big news with all of you. This is the first time we've actually told anybody about this. So we get it, right? Like, we've looked at the market, we see all the things. We know that there's a bunch of options out there, right? But we're all about giving you the flexibility to choose what works best for you. So the first time ever, we're rolling out a brand new product called React. So what is React, right? Well, it's React and XJS, and it's a game changer. So it's like taking the best of React and XJS, mashing them together into one awesome package, and you've got React. So you can seamlessly use XJS within your React projects. There's no more juggling different components with different licenses. It's all in one place now. And that's usually the complaint that we hear from a lot of React customers too. So here's the kicker. React lets you hook up any version of React or Sencha, and it works like a charm. It's like having a single bridge component that brings together the best of both worlds. So for the first time ever, you can reap the benefits of React and Sencha all in one conventional spot. So how cool is that? All right, so we're going to dive into all those details in the session right after this one. So make sure that you stick around and learn more about how React can revolutionize your web development game too. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this incredible 3-day event. And I'm extremely excited. And I thank all the presenters that have spent a lot of time putting together their presentations, and for all of the different folks that have sponsored this event, we thank you. And I look forward to a lot of awesome things that are coming up over the next 3 days. So thank you. All right. Moderator, let's open it up for some QA here. Thank you.
Yeah, first question I can see here. Is there anything around the future of GXT?
Yeah, great question. So with GXT, we're looking at we're targeting a second half of calendar year 2024 for a release of GXT. And so obviously we're still scoping some of those things, reviewing it, but a lot of that's going to be related to Java 17 and Java 21 upgrades and a GWT 2.11 upgrade. So we are continuing to invest in GXT and hope to have something out kind of, like I said, the second half of 2024.
Okay, cool.
Good question.
And there's another question here. Any updates that you want to share on the Sencha test?
Sure. So we're also looking at a second half of 2024 for Sencha test as well, and that will be support for the latest browser versions, and then also kind of addressing some bug fixes on Sencha test.
There's a question here about any plans on merging the classic and the modern toolkit.
Say that one more time.
Any plans on merging the classic and the modern toolkit? I think maybe, you know, I'd say that there's quite a few different things that those toolkits do, and obviously supporting a lot of legacy customers around. You know, there's different capabilities between the two. I think maybe it's a great question. I don't know, Mark, if you're around, if there's any thoughts on that, or Stephen, if you know the answer on that one.
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, everybody. It's Mark Guzmano. No, the current plans are to continue to move forward with both the modern and the classic toolkit. We continue to add capabilities to the modern toolkit to make it 100% in parity. But for anybody who's using the classic toolkit, you know, usually the question is, should I move to the modern toolkit? And the classic is not going away.
Yeah, and 7.8, just to add to that, is coming up soon. So we're addressing some parity fixes on both of those toolkits as well. Good question. Like I said, if y'all have any other questions, feel free to type them here in the question area of GoToWebinar.
There's another question in here. Can you share any updates around the bug fixes and bits that are coming in 7.8? Obviously, there'll be blog posts and documentation coming through with that as that gets released through. If there's anything specific, Lucas, that you want to kind of know about, then please contact your local sales rep, and then they can obviously help discuss what's going on there with you. Yeah, there is some work being looked at around there with betas and bits. So just, you know, please contact through to your local sales rep. Are there any plans for Next.js 8 at all?
Yep. So we're, you know, as part of our roadmap planning, we're going through that right now. Obviously, we've got 7.8 coming here. We're also looking at a 7.9, but also looking at an 8 as well. So we're certainly in the review phase right now for that, trying to kind of compile all the different things that we want to try and do for that. I know we haven't had a major release like that one in a while, and so that is top of priority. And that is something that I am bugging the products team every day, so they're enjoying getting those messages from me. But certainly something that we're looking at. If anybody has any, you know, cool ideas or things that they would like to see, send those over to us. We're always looking forward to having feedback and to making your lives easier and better. So send those things over to us, and we can always add those to our queue for things to look at and to try and implement as well.
Okay, great. Yeah, there's a few requests for different components and bits coming through. I won't read through all of those, but obviously please post them into the chat. These are all kind of reviewed through, and we'll be fitting anything specifically back to the R&D teams as well. So question here, probably from Mark actually. Is XJS similar to Angular material? And this is what I understand till now. So do you want to kind of give an answer on that one?
Yeah, the question about Angular material. Well, we do support material design and material concepts. Actually, both of our toolkits, the classic and modern toolkit, have material themes, and those themes are modern themes. They're CSS variables are supported. It's pretty cool. You can create a theme and then change things like colors and fonts right on the fly. So absolutely, probably the best place to see that is if you go to the examples.sencha.com website. The kitchen sink has a little menu option that would show you the material theme in action. So,
Cool.
And any follow-up details, I'll have my email address, or my email address will be available for the next session. If you have follow-ups to any of these things and they're technical in nature, please send me an email. I'll be happy to chat with you.
There was a request here for a roadshow in India. A couple of requests for roadshow events actually. Also, it's one of the things we are looking at doing. With kind of a view to being as carbon neutral and environmentally friendly as possible. We've been doing a lot of online events. It's a great way for being able to touch into lots of different time zones and get experts around the world connecting up with you very quickly. But it is, it's always something we're kind of considering and looking at for the future. So, if there's specific areas or large developer events that are coming up, then obviously, please just reach out to us and we'll be happy to discuss around those areas. Okay, I think we're almost at the top of the hour, ready to kind of get in. So for the next session that's up. So Stephen, any kind of closing comments or things that you want to kind of share through?
No, I mean, there's a lot of awesome content. I know everybody can't attend all of them, so we will have recordings for some of these sessions and some, follow-up. As we go, if there's any feedback, send that over to us. But we've certainly put in a lot of work. I think there's a lot of education to be had, a lot of fun things that we're going to be talking about. And I really appreciate all the hard work from the team behind the scenes. We apologize for the GoToWebinar glitch. We're not sure what happened on that one, but I think we were able to recover pretty well. So there's a lot of fun stuff that we'll be talking about in the next 3 days. And like I said, if there's any questions that you have, feel free to email us. Check out the website for Sencha.com. And I look forward to 3 awesome days of really exciting content. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Great. Just we've got about 1 minute now before we kind of kick off onto the next session. So first thing, I just want to thank Stephen for his presentation just now. There was one other question that just came through that Mark, I think you might be able to just handle quickly here. Is it possible to share code between the classic and modern toolkits with Sencha?
Yeah, no, good question. Actually, the classic and modern toolkits share a common core. So anything, let's say non-visual, your data stores, your data access logic, that's all totally shareable. The components are, for the most part, similar. There are little nuances here and there. So you can share, but you might have to do a little bit of work. But certainly in the core, there's 100% ability to share.
Yeah, I think probably the data stores are probably one of the things within Sencha that people overlook the most. They are immensely powerful, and one of the reasons why the grid especially is so vast. It's one of those things that I've actually heard of developers who are building code because of the data store and the way it processes everything within Sencha, and then using that to then expand out and creating custom components to do other things because of the whole data store capability that fits in there. So if that's not something you've had a look at, that is something I'd highly recommend you spending a little bit of time to dig in and have a look at. getting in and paging your data from different endpoints back into all the controls that you've got on the screen. Fantastic.